Well, Prime Minister seems to be going hammer and tongs in Australia against black money. The issue was top on Prime Minister's agenda on day one of the summit as well. Meeting G20 leaders for the first time in the summit, Modi made it clear that repatriation of unaccounted Indian black money abroad is his government's priority. He underscored the security and economic challenges that black money posed to the international community and sought close coordination among nations to tackle the menace. It was the first time that the security dimension of black money also was brought to the fore. Modi's pitch was in line with summit host Australia's promise for a very aggressive crackdown on tax avoidance, which goes with India seeking strong action by the G20 nations against tax havens. Now, Modi also sent out a message that economic reforms should be people-centric and people-driven, completely insulated from politics, also calling for a common strategy to tackle global terrorism at his meetings earlier with French President François Hollande and Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper on the sidelines of the G20 summit. All right, managing editor of TV Today Network, Rahul Kaval, now joining me live. Rahul, now facing pressures back home, the Prime Minister has brought to the world stage his promise to bring back that black money stashed away abroad, and that perhaps was the centerpiece of his 10-minute speech at the G20.
Absolutely. While the focus of the G20 has been on increasing the number of global jobs, speeding up the global economy by 2% every year, adding about $2 trillion to the global economy, the Prime Minister, during his speech, kept the issue of black money and tax evasion front and center. His effort to try and develop a global consensus on the automatic exchange of bank account information by 2017-2018. This is a global convention that has been in the pipeline for a very long while now, but there hasn't been enough of a push. There hasn't yet been a global consensus that's been evolved on this issue. The Prime Minister, by putting it front and center, is sending a message back home that this is not an election promise that he's spoken about. This is something that he intends to push and push really hard, and he's also taking his message now to the rest of the world. We've been speaking to several people over here. There seems to be a growing understanding that the days of tax havens, the days of tax evasion are now long gone, and the world increasingly has to get used to the idea that you have to pay your taxes and that you cannot avoid them. That's the growing emerging reality. Yet despite that, there can be a big delay in the whole process of getting this convention up and going. So in every opportunity that he has had, by putting this issue front and center, the Prime Minister sending this global message that tax evasion, black money are a priority for the new Indian government, and he intends to personally push this through. It's a very strong message, because he could have used these 10 minutes to make an intervention on any other issue as well, but he's put black money there, in part trying to deflect the blame that he hasn't done enough, but more importantly sending a serious message that he will drive this personally in the global community.
Absolutely, Rahul. You know, overall, the kind of interactions that we've seen at the G20 summit so far in Brisbane, the body language of the Prime Minister, it's been very positive, really. And he's been engaging with very important leaders of the world ever since he's landed down under. And now it's time for the second leg. What to expect?
The People Connect leg of the Prime Minister's visit begins from now. The G20 visit getting now to a close. He's going to be unveiling the Gandhi statue here in Brisbane, after which he'll be doing a big town hall with the Indian-Australian community here in Brisbane as well. At this time, we're by the Brisbane River this morning, and we've got some people from the Indian community and also those who are Australians who are deeply influenced by Indian culture. And let me introduce you to our guests who are joining us this morning. In fact, if you could introduce yourselves to our guests, giving your local, your real Australian name and your adopted Indian name.
Hi, my name's Rupa Cameron, and my actual name is Rupa Manjari Cameron. That's my legal name. And I was born in New Zealand, but I'm also lived in Australia resident, and I've grown up in India.
और आप हिंदी बोलते हैं, आप ब्राह्मण बनने की आपने ट्रेनिंग ली है, और आप इंडियन कल्चर से काफ़ी इन्फ्लुएंस हैं. कैसे और क्यों आप इन्फ्लुएंस हुए इंडियन कल्चर?
मैं बचपन से, जन्म से मेरा फादर और मदर इंडियन धर्म में पालन किया, और they were very much attracted to the mysticism and spirituality of India, and that from a young age I've been in that. So that's how I was attracted.
And why didn't you tell us, Phil, about your story? How is it that you got influenced by Indian culture and by Hinduism?
Thank you. Firstly, namaste. My Indian culture started with Fiji, believe it or not, in 1976. I visited temples around Suva and really got influenced by the culture. Sometime later, I ended up getting cancer, very serious cancer. After that, I met a friend, Jayendra Singh Bandela, who introduced me to the Indian culture, to the Indian community here, and also to the Indian food, and just totally changed my life. I was looking like a second chance. This miracle happened to me, and I said, what is the cause of this? And the Indian culture has been working this out only for the last few thousand years, and I thought, they know what they're doing. This is a great start.
Okay, and what's your real name? You also have a Hindu adopted name as well, right?
My name is Reese Dykes, and my initiated name is Yadavendra Das. I've been involved in Vedic Dharma for the last 20 years. I was influenced by Gandhi in regards to Shakahari, eating vegetarian food, changing from eating meat to coming to vegetarian culture, and also Ayurveda, the science of Ayurveda. But I lived
in fact manufacture Ayurvedic products here in Brisbane. How does your business do?
We do Ayurvedic products.
What is this?
This is a type of muesli or raw food. So it's based on yoga diet. It's all Shakahari. We do many different products that are based upon the Ayurvedic science of good health.
Do people buy Ayurvedic products here in Australia?
Very interested in vegetarian, vegan food, Ayurvedic like Shilajit and Ashwagandha and all of these wonderful medicines from India that can help people in their lifestyle in Australia because they're very busy here. So Ayurveda is all about balance. I also work as a manager in a Veggie Rama restaurant. It's called Veggie Rama, and we're promoting vegetarian food. So the culture is
Australians are known to love their beef, love their steak. Does vegetarian food sell at all?
This is changing. This is changing because people see the benefit of. I'm 38 myself. I have an 18-year-old son. And so Shakahari culture or Shakahari lifestyle makes you young, keeps you vibrant, it gives you lots of energy, and I think it makes you more intelligent, but you can all judge that. So yeah, it's starting to change in Australia. We're starting to move from unsustainable industries to more sustainable industries like vegetarian food and vegetarian culture. India is the most beautiful culture in the world.
Okay, in fact, you even had a chant for world peace on the sidelines of the G20 summit. So do you want to share that with our viewers, please?
To share some mantras?
Yes, absolutely.
Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu, Mangalam Garudabhyaja, Mangalam Pundarikaksham, Mangalaya Tano Hari, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Shakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So these mantras, they're so powerful. They are very symbolic of the inner journey of finding a deeper, higher space. And this Indian culture is such a nourishing part of this heart journey. How many times I have in India cried out for the Lord to, protect us and everyone does this, and this is part of the culture to, thank the Lord, thank God.
Okay, so tell us, as people who keep traveling to India very frequently, what would you like to see emerge from the Modi-Abbott talks, which would make it easier for folks like you and also help promote Indian culture in Australia and Australian culture in India?
Wow, that's a really powerful question. I'm not so sure that I'm the right person to ask, but my feeling is that the more there is, participation with each other, the multicultural integration, then we have a possibility. We're able to look beyond our faults, beyond our differences, and see what really unites us. And I think that the Indians and the Indian culture has a solution for that.
Okay, so you tell us, what are the things that you would like to see emerge from these talks so that it's easier? For example, you also run an Indian business, as it were, in Australia. How easy is it for you to do so? What would you like to see Modi and Abbott agree on?
We would like to see more exchange of business ideas, initiative, working together, funding, to make it easier for Australia-India business relations. Because I think India is looking to progress. They have something beautiful to give to the world, and Australia would like to be a part of that. So we want to encourage people from India and Australia to work together.
You also had some points you were making when we were prepping for about visas, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so tell us, what do you want done with visas?
At the moment, we'd like to see more opportunity to stay longer in India and to develop spiritual and business and relationship ties. So at the moment, Australia, we're only able to get 6 months to stay in India at one time. So we're looking, for a bit longer than that. If anyone is watching that can help with this, we'd be very appreciative, because we love India, we love to come there, and we love the experience and the learning that we get from that when we come.
Okay, so we have some members of the Indian community here as well. The Prime Minister will be addressing a town hall meeting in Brisbane. This is his first public interaction, because so far he's just been stuck in the convention centre meeting world leaders. Any of you going there in the evening? Yep. All of you are going there. Okay, so tell us, what would you expect the Prime Minister to say?
I would like to see Prime Minister to saying something about, like, one of these things. My friends, Rupa Prabhu and Rees, I spend my time with them. Visas. A visa for Australians extend from 6 months to 10 months, same as the US. 10 years. That's right, 10 years. Same as the US citizens. And that's one more thing. And second thing is, like, opening more opportunity for Indian skilled professionals to come to India and make some bilateral talk about how we can build up more industry. So, for example, my friend just mentioned there's a lot of US shows in India, all right? Not Australian shows, for example.
There's MasterChef Australia.
But we need more. We need more.
My wife's watching MasterChef Australia all the time, so it's huge. Yes, tell us, what would you like to hear the Prime Minister say when he meets you all at the town hall in Brisbane?
Good morning to all your viewers. Well, one of the things which Narendra Modi ji has articulated on is Make in India, and for that we need energy, and we need to basically minerals, and Australia is a big mining sector, and India is if Modi ji wants to make India a manufacturing hub, then Australia could be a really facilitating country for this. So I think that's one of the areas. Second could be the education. There are a lot of research universities in Australia, but we don't have too many scholarships for Indian students as compared to US and UK. So I suppose if that could be one of the areas which could be looked into.
And we've got people who will be going to Sydney as well. Auntie, आप बता रही थी कि आप बहुत keen है सिडनी में जाके PM को आप सुनना चाहती हैं?
हाँ, बिल्कुल.
आपका लेके जा रहा है आपको लड़का सिडनी? हाँ. आपने बहुत प्रेशर डाला उसकी, आपने शिफ्ट चेंज करवाई कि मेरे को सिडनी जाना है, कुछ भी हो जाए.
मैंने अपने बेटे से कहा कि मोदी जी आ रहे हैं तो मुझे लेके चलना है. इसने कहा मम्मी देखो, मैंने नहीं, तुझे लेके जाना है. और तो उसने अपने बॉस से बात की, उसे छुट्टी मिली और मैं बड़ी खुश हूँ वहाँ जाके.
आपको नाइट शिफ्ट काम करनी पड़ेगी मम्मी जी के चक्कर में?
हाँ जी, मम्मी जी के चक्कर में मुझे अपने बॉस से बात करना पड़ा, क्योंकि आई एम वर्किंग इन G20 and I work in a IT section. So मेरे बॉस ने कहा कि everything is fixed. Why are you doing it now? तो मैंने उनको एक्सप्लेन किया कि because of my mom and मोदी जी आ रहे हैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया, और मेरी मम को मैंने प्रॉमिस किया था कि मैं आपको ओपेरा हाउस दिखाऊंगा. मम ने बोला ओपेरा हाउस नहीं देखना है, उसी दिन जाना है जब मोदी जी का वहाँ पे इवेंट होना है 17 को, अनलेस जाने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. तो मैंने ओके, विल गो देयर. So that's how I changed my shift, and mom is happy, and I'm going to Sydney to listen Modi ji and with my all the friends here.
Okay, so how many of you all are going to be traveling? There'll be a big contingent going from Brisbane tomorrow morning to Sydney.
We are all ready for it. Our Satrangi and Narangi clothes are ready. We are going to be in our brightest best, and we are just going to feel the power, feel the energy of Modi ji being there.
And this has really been a big party for the Indian community here in Australia. They've been readying for this moment and waiting anxiously for the Prime Minister's people's leg of the visit to begin, and that starts soon. Thank you all very much for joining us this morning. It's been really nice. We're by the, thank you, Dhanyavad, absolutely. We're by the beautiful Brisbane River, by the jetty, and the Prime Minister will be unveiling the Gandhi statue at 4:30 p.m. local time, and we of course will be live all through focusing on this so that you get a ringside view to all that's happening with Modi's visit down under. With this, we take you back to our studios.
Absolutely, Rahul. It's great to see India, in a sense, you know, in the heart of Australia over there. Thanks so much for joining us and getting us those beautiful people talking to us. With that, we're taking a short break. We'll be back with much more on the other side. Don't go anywhere.